Have you ever wondered why we still argue over left and right in politics, as if those labels actually explain anything meaningful? Why communism and fascism are painted as polar opposites, when both crushed millions under the boot of total state control? Welcome to the Stateless Standard, where we question the frameworks handed down by history's victors. Today, let's explore a more useful way to map the political landscape, one that might just reveal why the real divide isn't between parties, but between those who crave control and those who reject it. Curious? Let's begin at the beginning. It all started innocently enough, in a Paris assembly hall during the French Revolution. Supporters of the king sat on the president's right. Opponents, the radicals pushing for extreme change, like guillotining Louis XVI, sat on his left. Over time, left came to mean progressive, revolutionary, liberal. Right meant traditional, conservative, hierarchical. Fast forward to the 20th century, and this seating arrangement morphs into the familiar political spectrum, a straight line or sometimes a rainbow arc. In the center, moderates. Slide left, liberals, socialists, communists. Slide right, conservatives, nationalists, and at the far end, fascists and Nazis. It's neat, it's simple, and it's profoundly misleading. Why? Because it suggests communism and Nazism are opposites, diametric enemies, when in reality both built societies where the state controlled everything. Your work, your speech, your thoughts, your life. Technical differences? Sure. One preached class warfare, the other national or racial purity. But the end result? The same mountain of skulls under totalitarian rule. Curious, isn't it? How a random seating chart from 1789 still shapes debates today, hiding the one thing these ideologies share: an insatiable hunger for power. Picture the traditional scale. Democrats a bit left of center, Republicans a bit right. Further left, socialists. Furthest left, communists. Further right, hardcore conservatives. Furthest right, fascists. The implication? The farther you go in either direction, the more extreme and opposed you become. Take it to the logical end, and communism should be the antidote to fascism. But history begs to differ. Stalin's gulags and Hitler's camps weren't ideological opposites. They were rivals in efficiency at oppression. Both outlawed free markets, free speech, free association. Both elevated the state above the individual. Why does this matter? Because the old spectrum obscures the real pattern. Authoritarianism isn't a left-right issue. It's a control issue. And by framing Nazis as far right, it lets modern statists on the left distance themselves from the very tactics they often admire or echo: central planning, censorship, collectivist mandates. One has to wonder, who benefits from a model that treats total government as two separate evils, rather than one shared poison? What if we scrapped the left-right divide entirely and built a scale around the one question that actually matters? How much control does the government exert over your life? Start at one end with anarchy, not chaos, but true statelessness. Voluntary cooperation, no rulers lording over the ruled. Next, libertarians, pushing for the smallest possible government, minimal taxes, maximal freedom. Then conservatives who want limited intervention but often tolerate more in areas like defense or tradition. Move along. Republicans generally favoring somewhat larger government than pure conservatives. Democrats typically advocating even more: regulations, social programs, oversight for the greater good. Further still, socialists demanding vast state control over economy and society. And at the far end, the totalitarians clustered together. Communists, fascists, Nazis, all insisting on absolute state dominion. No private sphere left untouched. This isn't perfect. Exceptions abound. Some conservatives crave big government on moral issues. Some progressives flirt with deregulation in niche areas. But overall, it tracks reality far better. Left-leaning movements historically expand the state for equality or justice. Right-leaning ones at least pay lip service to shrinking it. Think Reagan's warning. The scariest words in the English language are, "I'm from the government, and I'm here to help." Curious how this reframes things, isn't it? Suddenly, the debate isn't about progressive versus traditional. It's about freedom versus coercion. Another popular alternative, the two-axis quadrant chart. One axis for economic freedom, left, state control, right, free markets. Another for personal freedom. Top, maximal liberty, bottom, heavy restriction. Libertarians cluster top right, free markets, free lives. Authoritarians bottom center, control everything. Populists might land bottom right or left. It's an improvement. Fascists and communists both sink to the bottom, acknowledging their shared authoritarianism. But curiosities remain. Many social libertarians want personal freedoms, yet massive government redistribution, pulling them left economically while claiming the libertarian label. True small government advocates? They stay firmly minimal on both axes. Still, it's a step toward clarity, reminding us that left and right often mask deeper alignments with power. No scale is flawless. Politics is messy, human. But the traditional left-right rainbow? It's worse than useless. It's deceptive, hiding the authoritarian core shared by history's worst regimes. A control-based scale, whether linear or quadrant, forces us to ask the right question. Does this policy expand the state's grip or shrink it? Who benefits from more rulers over the ruled? In a world of endless statism, curiosity about real divides might just be the spark of genuine liberty. What scale do you find most revealing? Share below. We're all navigating this together. If this reshaped your thinking, subscribe for more frameworks unchained from convention. Like, comment your take, and ring the bell. Next, another hidden truth torched. Until then, stay curious, stay free. This is the Stateless Standard, signing off.